Hey, look, I'm alive. I didn't forget about YouTube. Life has just been really rough. Lost my job, found another one, so now I'm just kind of recovering from that. Here's hoping 2025 will be much better. I wanted to start off a little bit easier, try to get back into the swing of things, so I'm going to be restoring these. Ew. Look at that. So I'm not really going to be restoring these fully. I would like to just strip the paint on them, leave them at bare aluminum, and then protect them somehow, probably with the ceramic coating. I want to do this as cheaply as possible. Now when I say it's not going to be a full restoration, I mean I'm not going to worry about like curb rash and stuff like that. Even though this is not the greatest example because there's not a lot of curb rash on it, but there's other ones that are significantly worse. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to get the paint off and clear coat it. And hopefully it'll look good. Step one, off to Walmart. Maybe it would help if I fucking unlocked the door. Ooh, pretty. Walmart. I'll need that. Well, they didn't have what I needed at Walmart, but they did have a paintbrush and some masking tape, which I promise is relevant. Now I gotta go somewhere else to find the rest of the shit. So, AutoZone didn't have everything I needed either. But I have this, paint remover. So I need to go to a third store now. Store number 3. Also a cool car. The final piece has been found. Ceramic kit. This is not necessary, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Oh, and I got a little Hot Wheel, because I'm a child. It's cold out there. So here's everything I will be using today. Paint remover to remove the paint, scrapers, little plastic ones to help remove the paint, paintbrush to apply the paint remover, and then masking tape to protect the areas that I don't want to have stripped of paint. Now I gotta wash the wheels. There, you're clean now. Now that they're clean, I'm going to mask off the areas that I don't want to get stripped of paint. So I'm going to strip just the face and kind of in here and stuff like that. I don't want the barrel to be stripped, and I don't want the inner barrel to get stripped either. So just the face, and that's about it. I'll probably keep the paint on the back side of the spokes too. Come here, you. Run out of tape. Got more tape. Time to start stripping the paint. I purchased this because the paint stripper called for it to clean the surface after you're done using it. This also neutralizes the active ingredient inside of paint stripper. Let's get started. Alright, so now that the paint stripper is applied, I gotta wait for about 40 minutes or so. I feel like maybe I put too thin of a coat on for it to do anything, but I'm just gonna let this sit for a little while and see what it does. Well, it doesn't look like it did much of anything. Maybe it just pulled the clear coat off. Maybe I have to do a couple layers, a couple coats, a couple whatevers. See what I can scrape off. Maybe it's a little too cold out. Maybe I need to let it go for a little bit longer. I'm going to apply more just to this wheel and see what I can do. Alright, so it's been about 2 hours. Man, I don't think it's doing too much right now. It's not really doing anything. I fear that it might be a little bit too cold out. And so this is taking a lot longer.
15 years later.
Alrighty. Attempt number whatever the fuck. I've reverted to just trying this on one wheel instead of all of them because I think I'm running out of stripping agent. And so far, there's no paint bubbling. Like, at all. Huh. I thought the paint was supposed to bubble. My official prognosis, it's just too cold. Because the paint isn't coming up, and the gel's still on there, but like, paint's not coming up. It's coming off good there. Yeah, it's starting to come off in a couple spots, but it's not coming up enough. Better though. Better. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit longer. I've been waiting so damn long that it's dark outside. That's how long this is taking. Don't do this in the cold. Do it in the warmth. All right, so it's not going quite to plan, but like, it's doing something. There's a couple spots like over there that still need a lot of work. But I mean, I was kind of hoping this would just be a, super simple, slap it on, wait a few minutes, and then scrape it all off. And it's kind of doing that. It's just taking a lot more effort than I wanted it to. So I'm going to do the rest of these wheels off camera, and then you'll see the final product. All right, update. Not super great. Still covered in a bunch of shit. Just pressure washed it. This was like the third coat of the gel, and it's not doing what I wanted to do. So I'm going to do something different with this wheel. I've got this heat gun. I'm going to warm it up because it's still like 40 degrees out here. And then I'm going to try something different and use this. I heard this is really good for specifically wheels. So I'm going to try this with a warm wheel and see what it does. Okay, so I've come to the conclusion that these need more time in the oven. So what I'm going to do is apply more paint stripper to all of them except for maybe that one and that one, because those are the spray-on ones and they seem to be doing pretty okay. Respray that one, already did that. Leave that one as it is. Put the gel on those two because I ran out of the can and I don't want to go buy another one. And then put them in plastic bags, all 4 of them, and leave them overnight. I'll report back to you in, 24 hours.
Let's try this.
All right, so leaving it overnight for a couple nights has done a better job. Still not perfect though, but it's done a really good job. So what I'm gonna do now is go at it with a brass brush and a heat gun. And if that doesn't work, the nuclear option.
Radioactive option selected.
All right, so I've tried paint stripper and it kind of worked. I've tried a wire wheel that I thought was brass. It looked brass. It wasn't brass. It damaged the wheels. I've tried this sort of woven wheel of sorts, and it kind of works, but it's like too big, doesn't fit in places. So now I'm gonna try this. Harbor Freight hopefully coming in clutch. This is like a nylon wheel that is supposedly really, really good at stripping paint. I got a couple of these. And it should make these wheels look like this. So this is what it looks like, at least right now. I'm not super impressed with what it looks like right now. I went in with one of these paint stripper wheels, and then I went through with some actual brass wheels, and it's looking odd. I could polish them, but polishing them just seems like a really, really annoying thing to do. So I'm probably just going to paint them because this is just a lot of work for not what I was expecting. It's kind of, scratched and tried to polish it a little bit with the brass, but like that's a lot of work and I'm lazy, so they're done. That took so long. But now that they're stripped of paint, I've decided to just paint them because polishing these things is way, way too much work. And I don't like polished wheels. I don't think they look good. So I'm gonna just paint them. Next up is cleaning up this area to prepare for paint. But I'm actually gonna paint like tomorrow because I'm done for today. I don't want to do any more work. I'm lazy.
Sometime later.
All right, time for some prep work. This is the boring part. Well, actually, sanding all that was the boring part. But this is the other boring part. First thing I'm gonna do is clean the wheels with this mineral spirit stuff. This will do two things. One, it'll clean off most of the dust and grime that's still on the wheels, and it will also neutralize any of the stripper gel that's still on there and prevent it from ruining the paint from the inside when I repaint it. Then what I'm going to do is hit it with some sandpaper, a little bit of 180 grit. Some of the spots I didn't fully strip of paint, and some of the paint is still kind of like flaking up, so this should pull off most of the flake and give it a bit of a texture and easier to paint. All right, so the wheels have been cleaned. I'm gonna let the mineral spirits kind of dry for a little bit. And then I'm gonna hit it with a primer. And then after the primer, I'm gonna hit it with the paint color. All right, ready for the first coat of paint. Got a bit of negative pressure set up to kind of give this the most amount of chance to work better. So first it's gonna be a couple coats of primer on all of the exposed faces, and then maybe on the lip a little bit too. Let's get to work. Ran out of paint, more paint acquired. Coat number 2. All right, so it's looking pretty good. I got the second coat on. It's pretty all right. There's a couple bad spots and a little bit of dirt and dust. I'm gonna let these sit overnight to let the primer cure, and then I'll start painting tomorrow.
Later.
So what flavor of paint did I choose? Well, you're gonna have to just wait, because I ain't gonna show you it until it's actually on the vehicle. If you want a hint, it's definitely a unique color, and it's only a little bit rally inspired. And if you guessed it before the end of the video, put it in the comments. It's looking pretty damn good. Well, I ain't no professional painter. This ain't no professional booth, but I mean, that's pretty good. I don't know how this stuff is gonna dry. It might dry a little bit thin. I don't know, but from a distance, they're looking pretty good. I know you can't see what color it is because I'm saving that till the wheels are on the vehicle, but I mean, at least the paint quality looks kind of good on camera. And I have decided I am very happy with the color I chose. These things look really freaking good. All right, so I had just enough paint for 3 coats, and it's looking pretty dang good. Bit of bad news though, that ceramic coating I bought right there is not going to be very useful to me just yet, because in order to ceramic coat something that is freshly painted, you need to wait for like a month in order for it to, I don't know, off gas or whatever. So the ceramic coating is not going to be used right away, but I'm definitely going to be doing it later. Something I will be doing is a matte clear coat. So I'm going to go out and find that tomorrow and probably clear coat these. Clear coat acquired. I got the matte finish because I don't want this looking super shiny. So we'll see how this does. All right, that's 1 coat of that. Probably gonna do a couple more on all the wheels and then we should be good to go. All right, the clear coat is done. I did 3 layers of paint on each wheel and then 2 layers of clear coat. So they should hopefully hold up as long as the paint sticks and I didn't get any shit underneath the paint. My goal was to at least pass the 5-foot rule. And so far I'm starting to think that, yeah. It's tire time. Tires are done. tires are mounted. It's time to slap it on the car. And then the big reveal. Ooh. Ooh. If you guys guessed bronze at the start of the video, congratulations. Get yourself a cookie. I was a little worried I wasn't gonna like how it was gonna look, mainly because I don't know if it was gonna clash with the red, but I don't know. I think it's actually looking really good. These still look far better than what they looked like before with the peeling clear coat and stuff. They look really cool from a distance. As long as it looks good about 5 feet away, I'm happy. All right, so how much did all this cost? Was it all worth it, or should I have just bought wheels and bit the bullet? Well, let's figure that out. All right, so all the paint strippers I used altogether was about $80. The mineral spirits were about $9. And then those wire wheel paint stripper things from Harbor Freight, I got 2 of them. That together was about $10. The primer, I used 2 cans. That's $22. The 2 cans of bronze paint were $32, and then the clear coat was $20. And then the service to put the tires on and to purchase the tires all together was around $500, which if you're trying to shop for tires in 2025, that's a really, really good price. So altogether, that puts me at around $630, thereabouts. You could save a pretty hefty amount of money if you did the smart thing and waited for it to warm up outside in order for the paint stripper to actually work. Me, on the other hand, I'm really impatient, and I tried to do it in 20-degree weather, and it didn't work. So if you do it the right way, you could have probably gotten away with it being a lot cheaper and not having to paint them and just clear coating the bare aluminum. But I messed it up, so I had to pay extra money for paint. But yeah, that's going to be about it. I'm really happy with how these came out. Wasn't exactly how I wanted it to be done, but you know, roll with it. I don't know. I pivoted when things weren't going the way I wanted them to go, and I think it came out with a pretty good product at the end of the day. So that's going to be it. If you liked it, then like it. If you disliked it, then dislike the video. And that's it. Okay, bye.